He is coming off a huge win at UFC Austin, a submission win to boot. He's also out stopping criminals. He's celebrating Father's Day. He's one of the busiest guys in the world, one of the best fighters in the world, and one of my favorite people to speak to, Kevin Holland. Kevin, how are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. How you doing? How you been?
I'm fantastic, man. I appreciate you taking the time for me as always. And does anyone have a busier fight week than Kevin Holland? I mean, seriously, like you're out there stopping criminals, you're winning fights. I mean, come on now. Like, do you take a day off ever?
Yeah. I mean, I try to take Sundays off, but this one was Father's Day, so we were a little busy. No, I remember John Jones back in the day capturing the title, chasing down a guy who stole a purse. So no, that's this is what we do. We don't slow down. We step it up.
I love it. I'll backtrack to the stopping of a guy running down the street with a stolen perfume in a second. But let me of course talk about the fight, because another incredible performance. We talked before the fight, and you mentioned Tim Means, an OG, a guy who's tough as nails. And you go out there and dominate him. You dominate him on the feet, nearly knock him out, and then you grab a Darce choke submission. I mean, again, I'm not saying you need to write a script on how a fight needs to play out, but could you imagine that one playing out any better than it did?
No, man, that one played out pretty well. But I no disrespect to Tim Means. I told you guys I choked the chicken, but I also thought I was going to style and profile in that fight. So I think a lot of these fights at 170, I think styles make fights, and I think I have a good style for a lot of these fights at 170. So, truly much bigger than 170 pounds. So, that was one of the guys that pretty much the same size, a little bit heavier, and I did well. So, yeah, we'll be good.
Have you gone back and rewatched it since Saturday?
I actually did rewatch that one. There's a lot of them I don't watch, but I wanted to see what happened on a few of the takedowns, so I went back and rewatched it, and then I got a way to get some of those kinked out. So on Monday, we'll get those kinked out.
Yeah. Let me ask, because one thing that was really apparent in that fight was the speed difference. I mean, it literally looked like one guy was in slow motion, one guy was running on fast forward. And again, Tim Means, incredible dude. I mean, hard hitter and tough as nails. We've seen him go in there and tough it out with a lot. I mean, again, I think I joked with you before the fight. No one gets shot in the leg and then fights like 3 months later if you're not tough. But the speed difference was so apparent. Did you feel that in the fight? Did you notice that when you rewatched it? Because it was literally, like I said, it was like one guy was in slow motion, the other guy was on fast forward.
I mean, no, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, Tim had really, really good timing, so he was still hitting me with, push kicks to the body and little things like that. So I was still cautious of what could happen if I didn't let off the gas with Tim Means. You know what I mean? So stayed on the gas the whole time. I'm a pretty fast individual. You remember when I fought Buckley back in the day? I was pretty light for that fight, so I was moving pretty fast that time. So yeah, the lighter I am, the faster I am. I like to move pretty fast. I'm a striker originally, so when I do those type of weight cuts, I'm pretty fast.
Yeah. So now tell me about the Darce choke. Everyone talks about you so much as a striker and a knockout artist. People forget, of course, you came up under Travis Lutter, former UFC fighter, legendary BJJ guy. How nice was it to snatch that and then kind of put him away that way? I mean, I'm sure you would have loved a knockout, add another one to the resume, but you got to feel good getting the Darce choke.
Yeah, it feels way better than the Darce choke. I like Tim Means a lot, so there's no reason, it went the way it went. It went great, so the choke was awesome. You know what I mean? Chokes, I feel like, was a better result, with a fight with somebody that you like, choke your buddies, knock out people you don't like. So yeah, got to choke a buddy. It was pretty cool. It was just a little backyard brawl we had. It was nice. I had a great time there with Tim Means.
Absolutely. So let me backtrack.
But I do want to say this. I see that Donald Cerrone's having a hard time finding a fight, and he wants to go out with somebody that's a little bit older, somebody a little bit more his speed. Tim Means, still a tough fight, still a fun fight. He's going to strike with you. He's going to mix it up with you. He's going to have a good time there with you. I'd like to see Tim Means versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. I think that'd be a fun fight.
I agree. That would be a fun fight. And there's also some roots there. Of course, Tim trains out of New Mexico. Cowboys from trains out of New Mexico. A little bit of gym rivalry there. Maybe that's a good fight.
I think so. I think it'd be a fun fight. I think the fans will love it. Plus, Tim deserves a good money fight. He's been in the game just as long as Cowboy, just as many fights as Cowboy, if not more. So yeah, let's let those two go out there and get a good one in. I think that'd be great.
I like it. So let me backtrack, because I know you put up the video and I don't want to rehash everything that's already been said, but Walk me through this latest Kevin Holland Super Heroics. I texted your manager after it happened. I said, you're sleeping on this cape sponsorship is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you need to start getting a cape. New way to carry sponsors around, new way to carry endorsements around. I feel like that's a market that's not being hit for Kevin Holland right now. How did this happen? Like, it's so crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like you're always the right person at the wrong time, I guess, for these criminals.
Yeah. No, so me and my we call him baby uncle, right? Because he's the youngest uncle I have, of course. The dude freaking, he's fast as hell, man. So we were sitting there, we were already frustrated about the Italian restaurant not being what we wanted it to be. We had chicken. So we're just sitting there chilling, you know what I mean? Waiting for the Italian restaurant time to pop up. Just buying. I can't smoke right now, you know, because I was getting ready for the fight. So I'm just sitting there chilling. I'm already a little on edge. Some dude comes booking out of the store with his big black trench coat on. I'm like, what the fuck? And so he looks over. He's like, we look at each other. What the hell is going on? So then the guy's running behind him. And I'm like, let's let it go. And he looked at me again. I looked at him again. And we asked the store owner, we're like, what happened? He's like, he stole something, man. It's kind of expensive. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it back. He's going to have a good time with that. And we're like, oh, let's go get him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you want to raise? He's like, yeah. He's had something else, and I just chunked it to him, like, boom. You know what I mean? Even though me and him were about to go after the guy. He's ridiculous. I mean, like, I have had starts. I used to cheat back in the day. He'd still win. Like, little short sprints, I might be able to get him, but like a long run, and I knew that was going to be a long run, he always wins. So I had the lead, man. I'm chasing this guy. I started to cramp a little bit. I'm like, damn, too much water and too much running right now. You know what I'm saying? So I look back and I'm like, I looked at the little scooters. You know, in Austin, they got all those little scooters. I'm like, hey, I think I'm about to hop on one of these scooters. Chase the guy down like this. He has to get tired, right? And like, forget my language, but, you know, crackheads are pretty fast. So I look back at my uncle. I'm like, yo, you got this? He's like, yeah, I'm pacing myself. So I'm like thinking in my head, like, fuck, bro, I don't want this fool to win. So I yell to the guy, I'm like, yo, you stop, I won't beat your ass. He looks back. He starts running faster. I'm like, man, I got to get one of these scooters, bro. So I'm like, all right, let me pace myself like him. Thank goodness I was in the lead and the guy put it down and stopped running. Because honestly, I don't know if I would have caught him. That probably would have been all my baby uncle right there. Because I was starting gas. I was like, yo, bro, I'm cramping. I don't know if I can keep going. This is starting to become a little rough. I don't know if this is even worth it. I fight tomorrow. And he put it down right when we hit the freeway. So I was like, all right, this is perfect. He started walking. My uncle was like, let me get him. I was like, whatever. It's on you. I'm done. I'm going home. Like, my stomach hurts. So it was just a little run. It's a good little sprint with my uncle. You know what I mean? Nothing special at all. Didn't stop any robbery. Didn't do anything like that. I mean, we got it back. We took it back. But, you know, it was smooth. It was simple. And I seen Brandon Schaub did a thing, and somebody said it was a whole case of them. No, it was just one. It was worth like $90. I guess it was perfume. I thought it was liquor. But shit, I guess perfume's cooler. I don't know.
So crazy. Did you take it back to the shop owner? Did you actually talk to him?
Yeah, we took it back to the shop owner. I was drenched in sweat. I asked him if I can get a water. Me and my uncle. He said, "Yeah, you guys have whatever you want. Want some liquor?" I was like, "Nah, we fight tomorrow." My uncle was like, "I don't fight tomorrow." I was like, "Bro, let's just get the water and go." We got the water. We went outside. We sat there. My uncle got back. He was like, "Yo, what happened to my blunt?" He was looking all on the ground. One of our buddies picked it up and was like, "Here you go, bro." So he got his blunt back. You know what I mean? I had a bottle of water and we were happy. And then next thing you know, the other sushi bar called and was like, the other Italian restaurant called and was like, "Hey, your spot's ready." So yeah, it was good. I mean,
worked out.
Can't complain.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because, like, in that situation, like, you know, and I did not to disparage, like, the cops, but, like, what are they going to do if they show up after that? Like, chances are they're never going to see that guy again. So, like, if you don't chase him, that guy doesn't get his property back. And let's be honest, that's what he wanted back. It's not that he wanted necessarily the guy to get busted. He wanted to get his property back. That's what you did.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, anytime one of these things happen, I'm not looking to bust anybody. You know what I mean? I'm just looking to get whatever the situation in front of me is over with. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it sucks when people have to go to jail, but, you know, the sushi thing, that shit had to happen. That guy had to go to jail. He was tripping. The time the guy jacked the car, I mean, he wrecked the car, so he probably should go to jail too. But, you know, I mean, shit just happens, bro. I don't know. Everybody's always like, how do you end up in these spots? I don't know. I hang out downtown too much. Shit always happens when you're downtown. Maybe I should stay out of downtown. Who knows? Fuck if I know.
I said they should give you a cape. At some point, one of these places are gonna have to deputize you or something. Like we're gonna have like Sheriff Kevin Holland maybe or something like that. Like Deputy Kevin Holland. That might be the way to go.
It's all right. I already called myself Detective Holland. As soon as my buddy started clowning me, they're like, "You're a cop now?" I was like, "No, I'm Detective Holland. You better watch yourself."
I like it. Let me ask you this. So obviously, again, the win was huge, and what a great week. And also celebrating with the Texas fans, you had to love that. I know, you've kind of, called Texas your adopted home state, away from California, being clear, you're a California kid at heart, but still you've been in Texas for a lot of years. Had to feel good to celebrate that with the Texas fans. But then afterwards, of course, you mentioned Sean Brady's name, but I also saw you're celebrating Father's Day with two of your kids, Derek Brunson and Joaquin Buckley. I enjoyed the memes; those are both really funny. Can I ask you? I saw you post on Instagram the photo with you and Joaquin Buckley, the second one. You said next time you tell story time, tell about the elevator. Can you tell me about the elevator? Because I saw that, and I had to ask, what is the elevator story?
I'd rather him tell a story about the elevator. Let's see if he gets it right. Nothing crazy happened. Nothing crazy happened. It's just, you know what I mean? We're doing all these memes and stuff like that. Let's just not forget what happens when the energy's close. But that being said, I did congratulate him after his fight. I thought he had a good performance. You know what I mean? But what father doesn't congratulate their son when they do something amazing?
That was too funny. You have fun with it. Do you just enjoy having fun with Joaquin Buckley at this point?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to be that guy who just thinks that he's better than somebody, right? But styles make fights, right? And Joaquin Buckley can probably run a football better than me, and I'm pretty sure that I can play basketball better than him. But when it comes down to fighting, Joaquin Buckley is just a style for me. And me and Joaquin Buckley fight 100 times, I'm pretty sure I'll kill him 100 times. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he's a good fight for me. It's like, if I was his manager, if I was his people, I'd tell him, let it go, but I'm a good fight. I like it. It's an easy fight. It's a fun fight for the fans. Joaquin Buckley will always be the person. Unless I went out there and fought Derek Brunson again. Derek Brunson so happened to get on my legs and was able to hold me down for three to five rounds again. But Joaquin Buckley fought him, and Joaquin Buckley was able to knock him the fuck out. I would still be able to go and beat Joaquin Buckley and KO him anytime I wanted to. As long as we fought for over 7 minutes, I can hit him with a right hand and knock him out. That's just what I believe. Anything over 7 minutes with a right hand, I can knock him out. Anything under 7 minutes, I could probably knock him out with something else. But he will fade. I will outpoint him, and then he will get frustrated, and I will knock him out. It's just something that he mentally can't overcome. I will always be daddy. That's just how it goes.
Now, what about the Brunson thing? Because I know you said on Twitter, like somebody said, you could have any fight in the world.
I'd kill Brunson. I would. If Brunson wanted me to wear a tutu and announce that I was fighting Brunson in a tutu online, I would do that to get that fight back. But that being said, Brunson had a good night against me. I want to say he had a lucky night against me. I don't know what I was on, but I was on some bullshit. I was going through a lot. No excuses. Hats off to Brunson. I'm not the type of person to make excuses, but I'm pretty sure if we check the track record, we know I had a lot of shit going on. I killed Brunson any other time in the round. If that was at 9 out of 10, you know what I mean? That was that one time out of 10, he got it. But if we ever fight again, I kill that man in any universe. I don't know how the hell I managed to lose that one, but I did, so props to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not one of those cases. His chin's too buttered, bro. Like, I don't have to hit him hard. I just have to hit him often. I can hit him off my back for 3 rounds and then get up in the last of the 3rd round and land some good shots and knock him out. I'm the only person to take him down. If I was him, I'd want that fight back if he thinks I'm so easy and I'm a 170-pounder.
Do you think there's a chance it happens? Because it seems like Brunson is kind of reaching the end of his career. I know he even kind of hinted at retirement. Then he said he's not going to. He's going to come back and fight again. And now you're a welterweight. Like, is that one, like, you'd love to get back, but realistically, you probably won't get back?
Realistically, probably won't get it back. Would I love to get it back? Of course I'd love to get it back. Realistically, he would not re-sign that contract. He didn't want to sign the contract the first time. I doubt he'll sign the contract for a second time. He won the fight, but we all know, like, if it was a street fight, all the homies say Kev won. You know what I mean? It's a fight with judges. He won. You go back and look at the Chichenko fight. If I was a champ, maybe they still would have gave it to me. But I wasn't a champ. I wasn't nobody at the time. So, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe I'll get it one day. Maybe I won't. Whatever. Fuck him. He's still a bitch.
So sorry. I mentioned
My bad.
No, that's completely all right. Listen. You're saying you're all saying stopping criminals at this point. You got like the no language filter. You can say what you want, Kevin Holland.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
After the fight, you mentioned Sean Brady's name, which was interesting because Sean is, one of those kind of soft-spoken guys. He's not kind of out there saying crazy things. I know he did mention your name. I know he hasn't responded yet. That's an interesting one. But I'm not trying to discount Sean Brady. I like the call. I do like that fight. He's high-ranked. Good fighter, and that would answer the question. Everyone's going to say, well, how are you going to do against wrestlers and grapplers at welterweight? Is it still going to be a problem? Well, Sean Brady is a wrestler and a grappler. So I get the call out. I like the call out. But can I throw something out? On my podcast a couple days ago talking about the fights, I said, let's have some fun. Kevin Holland is a fun fighter, and there's fun fights for you at welterweight that I would love to see. So 2 names I threw out there. Now, again, I want to be clear. These are names I'm mentioning, not names you're mentioning. One, I said Wonder Boy. That would be a really fun fight. Wonder Boy is a fun striker. I think stylistically it'd be a really interesting matchup. And Wonder Boy has been out there, doesn't have a fight right now. I was kind of picking him because he doesn't have anybody. The other one, I know you kind of acknowledged this one on Twitter, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz wants one final fight. He wants to fight July or August. He says, I want to be done. I want to get out of the UFC. Give me a fight. Let's get a fight. Let's get out of here. I said, let's have some freaking fun. Kevin Holland, Nate Diaz is a fun fight. Am I out of my mind thinking those 2 matchups would be fun?
No, you're not out of your mind. Honestly, I like both matchups. Neither matchup proves that I can beat the champ, but both matchups are very fun, and both matchups do put me in a very good position in my life. And both guys, for me, honestly, I believe I can beat them several different ways. I completely outclassed Diaz on the feet, and people rave about his jiu-jitsu over the years, but I believe that my jiu-jitsu is good enough to keep up with Diaz. If not, beat him for sure. I could catch Diaz. I have crazy jiu-jitsu. I don't show it, but I have crazy jiu-jitsu. And Wonder Boy, it's like I think I could beat Wonder Boy striking. He's a karate guy, right? It's karate versus my kung fu. And then I shouldn't grapple with him, but if I was to grapple with him, I'm pretty sure I'd ragdoll him. So yeah.
I like the Diaz one though, and I know you mentioned, hey, you said anyone. Well, you'd fight Diaz.
No disrespect to Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy, amazing human being, but right now we're talking about combat to combat, and yeah. But yeah, the Diaz fight, yeah. I'd smoke Diaz, big brother, little brother, doesn't matter. Either Diaz brother, I'd smoke. I think Nate's a better fighter than Nick, but either way, I'd smoke them. You know what I mean? They're over the hill. You know what I mean? Let's be real about it. They're both fun fights. They're over the hill. Nate did good against Leon, but Leon has a butter chin, so yeah, it is what it is. I think for sure. I think me and Nate would have a fun time. I think the shit talking back and forth would be awesome. You know what I mean? I would let him stalk and slap me one time just for the fans, and then I'd slap him back, even though he wouldn't let me. I'd get it back for the fans. So yeah, I think it'd be a fun scrap. I for sure. I wouldn't try and knock Nate out. I'd try and go 5 rounds with Nate. I'd try and test my cardio with Nate. I know my coaches don't want to hear that, but I just think I could beat Nate anywhere. So, yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
I love that fight, and I love the fun of it. I said yesterday, could you imagine the conversation between those 2 in the cage? Like, come on, how would that not be fun? Nate Diaz talks a lot. He, he's
think about it. That crackhead pushed my cardio. Nate's built like a crackhead, so he'd probably push my cardio for sure. Yeah.
I love the Sean Brady call out that answers a lot of questions people are going to say about the wrestling thing at welterweight. I get it. And I totally understand that. Sean Brady's higher ranked, all those kind of things. But come on. Why not have some fun? You know what I mean? Why not have some fun fights out there? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
In all reality, I'd love to see Sean Brady fight somebody else and get closer to the title. Think about it. If Usman's at 170 pounds, he needs new faces. He has Chimaev, somebody like Sean Brady. There's another new guy that's up and coming. He's pretty badass. I can't say his name right, so I don't want to mess it up. There's some guys out there that would make good fights for Usman on the up and coming, and you can put me at the very tail end of that. But, you got to give us some of those OGs so you can get some fresh blood. So, yeah, I think some of the younger guys should fight some more of the OGs so they can be ready to have the name to fight Usman, so Usman can get some more fun fights underneath his belt. So, if he truly is a GOAT, he can have multiple names, new names, old names, all names. But, this is the only way to find out if he's the GOAT is to give him fresh faces. Can't give him fresh faces if all of us keep fighting each other and then the fucking old guys keep fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's spread it out. I'll take Nate, and then I'll take Wonder Boy. You know what I mean? What's the name? I already got Gilbert. I'm pretty sure he'll knock off Kobe too. And those are the guys on the top. Their names will be out of there. We'll be in there. Sean Brady, you can give him whoever else is at the top. I'm pretty sure he'll take out somebody at the top. And then you got 3 new guys that's ready to fight Usman in the next year. You know what I mean? So this year and going into next year. So, yeah, you're right. Give me that guy. Give me those guys. Give me Nate, and then give me Wonder Boy. Take Nate in July. Take Wonder Boy September.
I like it. And I assume by what you said about Leon Edwards, you're not giving Leon a great chance against Usman, are you?
Oh, man, I forgot that they were fighting. My bad. No, I mean, he could very well get the job done. And even he got the job done. You know, I mean, him and Kobe would be a good fight. But then after that, I guess you got him and George. That's still a fun fight, right? They never fought. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a few options out there still for Leon if Leon was to get the belt. I think Leon's a very fun fighter. It's just I can't believe he got rocked against Diaz. You know, ever since then, I'm kind of like, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask this, Kevin, because the perception because of what happened, a couple of fights at middleweight, Marvin and Brunson with the takedowns. Everyone, of course, always questions the wrestling. Obviously, now at welterweight, you got size, you got length on a lot of these guys, you got speed on a lot of these guys. But is there still part of you internally that's like you want to answer that question to shut people up about the wrestling thing, like when that actually happens? Because again, Brady was a great mention of that.
It only matters at middleweight. At 170 pounds, they're looking at me like I'm a new mythical fighter, and fuck it, I fuck with it. But at 185 pounds, the only thing that matters is me answering the wrestling question. I can knock people out in both weight classes. Can I stop the takedown at 185 pounds? If I can stop the takedown at 185 pounds, the question is, who can beat me? It had to be another striker, right? So at 170 pounds, put me up against some marvelous strikers. I go out there and I beat Wonder Boy, and then you start to wonder who can beat me in the striking category. So I keep beating all these guys, and eventually you say, damn, maybe that guy popped those shrooms and he was right. So, but we'll find out.
that was from our pre-fight interview, and everyone loved that. I was like, you know what? You've seen the future, Kevin Holland, and I like it. You gotta get your answers where you get them, right? And that gave you some answers.
Gotta have them.
I love it. Real quick before I get you out of here, coming off that, I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Considering the praise you've received in these first couple fights, and I think we had this conversation years ago. I can't remember. We've done a lot of interviews, Kevin, which, by the way, shouting out on the media outlets afterwards, I was like, man, no love for your boy, but that's all right. I won't get mad at you. You got a lot on your mind. We talked years ago. I think this is before you got the UFC. We talked about like eventually fighting at welterweight again because you had so much success at welterweight, and then of course you had no problem fighting light heavyweight, fight middleweight. Like you're a guy who will go up and fight fights that nobody wants. You have no problem doing that. So I know the answer you're going to give me, but like, is there any part of you, some small part, says, man, maybe I should have done welterweight a little bit earlier, considering the way you're fighting, or I assume zero regrets about staying at middleweight as long as you did.
Nah, no regrets, man. I didn't really leave middleweight at bad real estate. Think about it. The last fight I did have at middleweight was a no contest headbutt, and everybody was like, "Oh, the headbutt." My fans like this, his fans like that. But that being said, he just got headbutted, and then a couple tournament events later got knocked out. So those headbutts, man, you guys got to learn how to start leading in with your head. So no, man, my last 2 losses at 185 pounds were good losses. I got held down. I didn't really get beat up. Props to Marvin. I think Marvin did a solid job fighting me. But out striking, outclassing these guys, doing my thing. I still look good. My fans know what's up. The people know what's up. They know if Marvin wasn't on steroids and if Brunson wasn't trying to fucking suck my dick the whole fight, I would have won. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I love this, and I know you're still willing to do middleweight, but I gotta say, man, Kevin Holland is a welterweight. He's a scary, scary man. You're a problem. I know that's a quote I'm stealing from the champ Kamaru Usman. Kevin Holland at welterweight is a serious problem. Not to say you weren't a problem at middleweight, but I think a lot of the welterweights are starting to really take notice and say, maybe this isn't a guy we should sleep on, because I think you've looked fantastic at welterweight, and it seems like you got the weight cut down. Like you look great weigh-in wise. You look great at the fight. Like it seems like you really got it down now.
Yeah, the weight cut's not hard at all, to be honest with you. It's really not hard at all. If I wanted to go to 155 pounds, now that would be hard, but I could probably make it. But I wouldn't sacrifice my body like that. So, yeah, it's 185 pounds, no weight cut, 170 pounds. It's all about just eating healthy and staying smart, and everything comes off smooth. I love it.
Well, again, congratulations on an amazing victory, Kevin. Enjoy it. Enjoy some downtime. Although it sounds like you're already ready to fight again, maybe come July, August. So if something comes up, I'm sure we'll hear you.
We're back active Monday. Monday comes around. You guys be looking online, be paying attention to me. I'm back active Monday, hardcore. And you guys stay tuned. I'm raffling off the Regal, the one that I was driving around in, and the Choke Your Chicken video and all that other stuff. So it's a pretty cool raffle. We're trying to get all the details squeaked out. We're going to find a way to do it online so it's not rigged. And we're going to have a special somebody else's company do it. And a lot of the money will be going to charity. So I got to break even on the car, but the rest of the money will go to charities.
Yeah, I was pretty cool. I was reminiscing there. My first ever car was a Buick Regal. So when I saw that photo, I had like flashbacks of high school. That was my first ever car was a Buick Regal. I was like, oh, I'm glad to see someone still got some love for the Buick Regal.
And this one's nice, man. This one's nice. It's fully equipped. I got a V8 in there. I got the diamond cut red interior. I got a small little system in there that knocks. Everything's nice. My AC works. My heat works. The AC has a small leak, so you got to get that figured out. But everything on the car runs phenomenal. I drive it from here to Austin to Houston and to back. So it only has about 2,500 miles on there. Everything on the car is completely rebuilt. I redid the shocks, the suspension. New tires. The engine was a blueprint motor that I bought, but I had ran through that when I first got it. So I took it back, got everything in there internally replaced after a couple hundred miles on there. And it's lighter, so it's about 550 horsepower with a smooth RL 480 transmission. So you got everything you need in that thing. That thing's smooth. It's ready to go.
I like it. Last thing, Kevin, you said, I mentioned earlier, I said, you got to get the cape because, of course, you are now, I joked with you before the fight. I said, I think the Dark Knight might be a new nickname for you since you like Batman. Is there a chance that, like, at some point you're going to get, like, a burner phone and call it the Bat phone? Like, is there that people could call you on? They need to get any Kevin Holland stepping in to stop some criminals and get the Bat phone. Is that possible?
Nah, man. Nah, all my honeys know that they can call Black Man at any time of the night, and I will be there like a thief at night. If they got that thing that I like. So we always just and boom booms are legal.
I love it. Kevin, thank you as always for the time. Congratulations again on an amazing victory. Enjoy a little downtime and cannot wait to see you back in action sooner than later.
Thank you, brother. You guys have a good one.